Welcome. Today we're going to graph solutions to inequalities on a number line. So these will be multi-step inequalities. So the first thing we need to do is actually solve the inequality, right? So we're going to take our inequality and just start to isolate the term with the variable. So I'm going to get rid of that plus 3. So I'm going to add 3 to both sides. That's going to give me a 4j is greater than or equal to 8. Since I'm adding, I don't change the inequality symbol. And then the last step I'm going to do is divide by 4. Divide by 4. Since that's a positive 4, I don't change the inequality. And j is greater than or equal to 2. Now we're asked to graph it. So again, I go to 2. I put a point there. Since j is greater than, or since the variable is on the left side, the inequality will point the direction I need to go. Or I'm going to think of 3 is greater than 2, 4 is greater than 5, and so forth. So I go out like that way. There is a line underneath the inequality symbol, that little equals symbol, right? Since there's a little equal symbol, I leave that solid point, or that point solid. Again, let's move up a little bit because I think you're comfortable solving. Let's do this one here. Again, if I do h divided by 4 minus 1 is less than or equal to 1. Again, first thing I'm going to do is isolate this fraction that has the h by adding 1 to both sides. Since I'm adding, I do not change the inequality symbol. And then I'm going to multiply both sides by, not 2, by 4. Because that's what it's going to eliminate this denominator of 4, leaving just an h. Since I multiplied by a positive value, I do not change the inequality symbol, and I get h is less than or equal to 8. So I got here to 8. Less than is like 6, 5, 4, 3. I got to go all the way out here. Again, there is an equal sign underneath the inequality symbol, so I leave that point filled in. Okay, I'm going to skip this one here. Maybe. Well, those are just bigger numbers. I guess the biggest issue with this one is the inequality symbols on the left, or I mean on the right side. So just make sure, remember that if the inequality is on the right side, the inequality is going to point the wrong direction. So 5 is greater than or equal to 9 plus 2c. Right? If I want to leave the inequality symbol where it's at, I'm going to minus 9 from both sides, minus 9. Okay, minus and does not change the inequality symbol. That's going to leave me a negative 4 is greater than or equal to 2c. I'm going to divide by 2, divide by 2. Again, since I'm dividing by a positive number, it does not change the inequality symbol. And then I get c is less than negative 2. Now be careful. C is less than negative 2. Less than means larger negative numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here. I'm going to go to negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. And if you'll notice, that arrow or the inequality symbol is pointing in the wrong direction. That's because the C was on the right side of the equation. So don't make that mistake. I don't think we've ever graphed one that has a strict inequality. They're all less than or greater than or equal to. So let's just do one more and hopefully the next one will be a strict inequality. J minus 8 is greater than or equal to negative 8. Again, I like to solve this by first dividing by the 4. I just like to undo everything. Since I'm dividing by a positive number, that's not going to change. I'm left with J minus 8 is greater than or equal to negative 2. Again, now I'm going to add 8 to both sides, and I get J is greater than or equal to 6. So I come out here to 6 greater than or equal to. There is an equal sign, so I leave the... Okay, so yeah, now this one, all right, I like this one. There's a negative, there's a greater than, there's a no equal sign. So after this one, I think we'll call it good, but this is a good one to do. So again, you can do this one of two ways. You can distribute, or you can just divide over the negative 98. Now, if you choose to divide over the negative 98, like this, remember you're dividing by a negative. That means this inequality symbol is going to flip. It's going to be this way now. I have a -1 on the left side now and an r plus 1 on the right side. Now I'm going to not add 1, I'm going to -1. And minusing, you never change when you're just minusing or adding. So I'm going to have that inequality still in this orientation. The r is now on the right, and I have a -2 on the left. Now, again, the variable's on the right, so this inequality is pointing in the wrong direction. I'm going to actually solve that one more time just so you can see the difference. If I take that 98 is greater than -98 parentheses r plus 1 and distribute it. 98 is greater than or equal to -98r minus 98. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the 98r over. Keep that r positive, or bring the r to the right side of the equation, left side of the equation, I mean. So I have a 98r plus 98 is less than or equal to -98. Now I'm going to minus 98, and so far I haven't done any addition or any multiplication or division of any sort, so I haven't had to flip these. Ooh, I actually changed that to an equals. It's not an equals. Don't change. No, that would have been bad. So now I have that 98r is greater than negative. Now see, this seemed a little bit harder. That's a big number. That's going to be what? 16 puts a 1 up here is 18 is a -196. And now, if it's a -196, I got to divide by 98. Since I'm dividing by a positive, I'm not going to change the inequality symbol, but I'm left with r. And hopefully we knew that 196 was just 98 doubled, so we get -2, and we get r is greater than -2, which is what we had over here. You notice that the r is on the left, so now the arrow is going to point the direction we go. So I don't know, I think that was a lot easier to solve the way I first did it, dividing the -98 over, than it was to distribute and do all that extra work. But I leave it up to you, whatever makes more sense to you. Just make sure that I'm going to go to -2. I'm going to go to the right, because r is greater than, whichever one you're looking at, r is greater than -2, r is greater than -2. And there's no equal sign, so I need to come back up here and click on the little dot to make sure that's an open circle. Don't forget that. If there's no equal sign, that should be an open circle. If you have any questions, please do bring them to class, and I will help you.